Today we're going to be talking about 3 card designs that work every time. These are simple designs, but yet powerful. Let's get into it. For my cards today, I'm using the Tiny Winner Clear Stamp Set from CC Designs. I have my layouts here, and we're going to get started with our first card. So for the first card, and it doesn't matter your focal image or size of that, whatever, I'm going to stamp out the little snow girl from the Tiny Winter Stamp Set using Tuxedo Black ink. I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment as well. And because I'm going to color over that, I'm going to go ahead and stamp it in that same ink color. All right, so I've got that stamped out. I'm going to go ahead and pull that off, and I'm going to color those with my alcohol markers. I'm using Copics today. To color her, I'm using BG11 and BG10 with a little of the 0 marker to blend that out. And I'm going to use all the same color combinations for every one of the cards today. So by using the same colors and the same, I also use some pattern paper on some of the cards to help pull in the design. But the reason I'm doing that is, one, it makes it cohesive. 2, it ties everything together, and it helps for our card layouts to stand out. So as we color these up, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to talk about elements of design. You have color, you have balance. There's also several other elements of design. How you position things on your card is a factor in what makes things look a little bit better than some designs. Now, with these designs, you can change your focal point, your focal shape to any shape you want. It doesn't have to be exactly what you see in a card sketch. It can be any shape, any size, whatever. As long as it fits in that parameter, you're pretty safe to use whatever you want. All right, I'm just coming back in and adding some more color. We'll get back to the card in just a second. For her little hair, I chose, since they look like twigs to me, I colored them as twigs. But that's going to carry through the other parts of our design. Now, even some of these colors that you're seeing me using the markers, they're represented in some of the pattern paper that I picked out to use as well. So that's where I kind of came up with anything. But I am going to ground her right here by adding just a little bit of shadow underneath her. So that way it helps ground her and helps her stand out just a little bit more. You'll see in another card where I didn't ground them, and you can see the difference. But anyway, all right, now we're going to start working on our layout. So I've got 5 strips of pattern paper. You can use colored cardstock, whatever. It doesn't matter. I just cut 5 strips of the pattern paper that I was going to use. And I'm starting with my center pattern first. And I'm laying that down, and I'm going to come in with the one next to it. And then I'm going to start building these up. I'm going to have a total of 5. But what makes this design work is the fact that the diagonal lines help to give it energy, and it draws the eye to your focal element because your eye is drawn to it. It is playing off of the horizontal lines on the pattern paper, which it actually helps to kind of draw your eye away from that horizontal line into those verticals. So we're going to go ahead and trim off our pattern paper. And again, this could be cardstock, it could be scraps, whatever you have. You could do alternating colors. It doesn't matter what with this designs. It could be just black and white. It's all going to depend on what your card feel is. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this to a matte layer. My pattern paper was cut at 4 by 5 1/4. I'm just going to attach that to my card base. I'm thinking of a different card. But you can see how already just by adding that one element helps to draw your focus, especially when we start putting our focal image here. And again, like I said, your focal image could be on any shape or whatever. I chose to do the rounded rectangle dies that was in my stash, and I've just matted it on one that was slightly larger in a color very similar to what was in the pattern paper. So as I pop this on here, we're going to see, because we're going to add a little liquid glue on there, we're going to see how that draws your eye up to the focal image. So you can see already, just me laying that on there, how it already pulls your eye into her and makes her the focal point, because it makes it a stronger focal point. Now, to tie into that, we're going to go ahead and add a few gems to make it really draw your eye into her. And that way it helps with that diagonal line and kind of gives you that little cross. But here's the first card, and we're going to go ahead and start the second one. The second layout that's usually a really good one to do is a grid. And it could be whatever you want to cut those grids at. You could do it pattern paper, whatever. We're going to stamp our focal image. We're going to use the little penguin from the Tiny Winter stamp set. And I'm going to stamp 3 at the top, 3 across the middle, and 3 in the bottom. Now, again, that focal panel, or that panel that we're stamping on, could be any size. I chose to cut mine down, and I'm going to also cut a second one, and I'm going to stamp it in a black ink because we're going to color him. But because we're going to color him and we're going to put him in that grid, he's going to be my main focal image, and he's going to be what stands out. So for the coloring of this, I chose to use the YR 04, 07, and 09. I'm starting out with the darkest color, and I'm going to go ahead and pull in that YR 07. This is the same things I use for his little mouth and his little feet. Here's that YR 04 to blend everything out and get it nice and smooth. I did forget his feet, and I had to go back and do those. So I don't know why I forgot, but I did. So we're just going to go ahead and blend those out using those same colors. And we're going to go ahead and start coloring him up. Now, because our penguin is going to be a dark color, and you can do your penguin in whatever color you want, especially in this stamp set. You can do him purple. It does not matter. The color is just going to give you that grounding point. I chose to do him more traditional with his skin tone because that way, having that lighter brown grid pattern in the background, and I'm going to do him colored. That's going to make him pop out more and draw your eye to that. That grid helps you to have a little bit of texture in your background. It helps you to have multiple elements that are the same. So you have your repeating element, and it helps that helps draw your eye into your line. Now, especially with that horizontal lines going on, and that's all the grid is that horizontal and the vertical mix, like a plaid, basically. Those always help to draw your eye into your focal images. It helps to pull you in and get you right into your main parts of your card. So that's why sometimes I will choose to use a grid. But normally when I use a grid, I like to stamp them out like I'm doing today. Okay, back to the card for a second. We're going to go ahead and do his Y. I'm just using warm grays, the lightest 3 warm grays, and blended that out with the 0. And I'm going to do some teal, same blue-green combination for his scarf. We are going to throw a little bit of the brown in there for the rest of his scarf, and then some of that pinky red color. I don't know why I'm on this pinky red kick right now, but I am. I don't ask. I don't know. All right, so for the cup, I chose to do him in that pinkish red color, which was, again, that R56, RV34, and I only used R83 on that. For the coffee in the cup that's dripping out of the cup, or hot chocolate, I just picked a couple of those darker brown colors and just kind of whipped those in there. I think it was E37 and E35 is all I used. But I did go back and add the E59. I forgot about that. Just a little bit on it to make it pop out more. So we're just going to continue coloring those up and adding a little bit of color to the little peppermint sticks. I just added this one color in those to make them easy. We're going to do his ears. Again, if you make it simple on yourself, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to produce cards that you really like. So that's one thing that I would always tell you. Make sure that you put that in there. Now, for our grid, I have cut that down with some deckled edged rectangle dies. I've cut a same matte layer to help draw your eye into that grid pattern. Again, you could use pattern paper, whatever. But I chose to stamp them out. You've got our little grid there. Now we're going to have our little spotlight element that's really going to draw you into your scene or into the background, but you can see all the movement that is created by that grid pattern, which is really helpful in your concepts of your designs. When they just add a little bit of the spotlight, that it really focuses in on your colored image there. Now I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment, and I'm just going to stamp this on the same colored cardstock I'm using, just in a black ink. I'm going to trim that down and give it a little diagonal cut. That's see, we have our diagonal again. So we're playing with the geometric patterns to draw your eye into our focal images. Now, we're going to go ahead and pop that on, and we'll get that on there, and we'll just put that right there. And I do have to straighten it up a little bit, so it did take me a second. I didn't figure I would want to watch that, so I just kind of took it out. So we're going to add our gems again to help have a little sparkle in there. So I'm going to go ahead and place those, and I kept them out so that way it was super easy to draw. I could just grab. I could just pull them down and pop them on. So I started out with 3, and then I decided I needed more. Because, you know, my rule is always do odd numbers. So I started out with 5, and I decided I needed a few more to balance it out. So we're just going to add a couple more right there, and I think we added one more to begin, or gives us, we have 7 now, so we have our odd numbers. I always work in rules of odd. That's why you see the grid is the grid of 9. Now my next one is a traditional color block pattern or design, but we're not going to do color blocking. We're going to do something a little bit different with it. We're going to use that same layout, but we're going to do it a little bit different. So you don't always have to do color blocking when you see something in a card or have multiple colors. So we'll get to that in a minute. We're going to go ahead and color our last 2 images from the Tiny Winter stamp set. And I'm going to color my little bear first. And I just chose 4 of those brown colors. 3 or 4, I don't remember. It's the E59, E57, E37, and E35, I believe is all I used. So we're going to blend those out. And I'm going to tell you a trick at the end when I get all of the images colors and we start building our last card. I'll show you another little trick that helps draw your eye to your focal images. It's very subtle. All right, so we're just going to continue coloring those up. And we can talk about, once we get all of our coloring done on this, we'll talk about the color block pattern. Well, we'll go ahead and talk about it. So with the color block pattern, normally you are cutting big blocks of color and putting in there. It's an old design trick from the 70s or 60s. Think of the mod dresses. If you remember those, they have those big, bold patterns. This is what basically color blocking is. It helps draw your eye, thin you down, depending on where they're placed. But we're going to use it as our design element. And what that does, it draws your eye into that same focal area. And if you notice that theme here, we're doing that with every one of these cards. We're picking designs that draw you into your main focal area. That's one of what you really want to achieve. If you really want to improve your card making, that's what you want to do, is you want to draw your eye and your viewer into those main focal images. And that could be sentiments, that could be words, that could be your colored images like we're doing today with the Tiny Winter stamp set. Those are just little things that helps you get viewers to really see something on your card that they don't really know what they're seeing, but that makes them visually like it a lot more. One of the other things that you have noticed in this video, if you've made it this far, we are using the same color palette throughout the entire 3 cards. That way, if I give these as a set, they'd be cohesive, or people that see them are going to be attracted to these colors. They can see that balance of color throughout the designs. Because we have these in the pattern paper, I have them in the cardstock, I have them in the coloring. All those colors are represented throughout my designs, which really help to capture the viewer's attention. And color is one of the key things color is the key thing that has emotion attached to it. And that's when we see a color that we're really drawn to or that we really like, it's because you have some kind of emotional attachment to that color. Some colors make you happy, some colors make you sad, some colors make you feel proud. Think of a peacock, for example. That makes you feel proud for mostly, and it's representational of proud. All right, for our color blocking card, I have cut deckled edge frames, and I just layered some rectangles together and cut those out as frames. And I'm using those as my blocks for my color. Or actually, I'm using those to separate the blocks for my color. The actual color part is my pattern paper. So I'm laying these out where I want them to go. I'm going to go ahead and glue each one in position and glue it down, and then I can cut off anything that's overhanging. That way I have a traditional color block style card, but I don't have all the different colors in there. I kept it super cohesive with just those two colors right there besides what we colored. And it gives me the color block look, which draws your eye into where we want to put our focal images at, and gives me that diagonal lines and horizontal lines into the concept of my design. Now I'm going to take my focal image. This is going to be my focal image. I'm going to go ahead and pop that onto a square, and I can decide where I want to put it. Now this gives me a natural place. This pattern or layout gives me a natural place right here that I can put a sentiment right along one of those vertical lines, which is what I'm doing. That way I don't have to stamp a sentiment anywhere else or add another sentiment. Now I could easily fill that square block down there in with that square, but I'm not going to do that because I want this is going to help draw that eye into my focal image right here. So I'm going to pop this up with some foam tape, and we are going to go ahead and peel those backings off, and then we will pop that onto our card, nestled close to our sentiment, but not right up against it. I do want you to still see all those lines that are going to pull you down into and draw your eye to our focal image. Like you can see those lines at the top, all those lines intersect where they pull you into our main images. So again, we have our concept of our you want all your design to be pulled into your main image. So here's our little image. Now here's the other little trick I was talking about. I'm coming back in with a gel pen and darkening their eyes. That way it helps to pull you into the design a little bit more, because it just gives them a little bit of life in their eyes. That's all I'm doing right there. So with all three designs, you can see that every one of our lines and shape draws us into our main focal image. That way, when the viewer sees it, I'm going to reiterate this again. It helps to draw your eye to what we want them to be attracted to or to stand out from the rest. Now we're going to go ahead and add our embellishments. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a few of those rhinestones, and I chose to add them around the sentiment. I started out with the 2 or 3, and I did 3 at the top and 2 close to the sentiment, my normal 5. That way it helps you draw your eye. And you notice with the design how it mimics the color blocking. Here's all 3 cards. I hope you found something helpful today. If you like this video, you're probably going to like one coming up next. See you later. Bye, guys. Love you. Stay crafty.